This guide to breaking 80 is brought to you by Swingtweaks. It's 2024, and this year, your goal is to break 80. I've noticed that too many golfers try to realize scoring goals through swing changes. We'll talk about the golf swing, but first, let me show you how to break 80 without a ton of distance or a pretty golf swing. Because what's far more important than your golf swing is setting yourself up for success by keeping the right mindset and managing the course well, even if your driver swing is as ugly as this.
That sounded good. Yeah, it was very low. We have 137, playing 141 with slope. Gonna aim right at the flag and try to hit a full 8-iron.
Part of managing the course well is knowing your distances and always committing to playing aggressively at conservative targets. There's trouble short left on this approach shot, so I'm aiming right of the flagstick with my 140 club and swinging freely.
Oh, it got there.
Oh, good.
The reward is a green in regulation and a long birdie putt.
All right, first lag of the day. What'd you say, 45 feet and steeply uphill?
And on putts like these, we should be less concerned with line than we are with speed. So ramming this one 3 feet by is actually a bit of a miscue, but not altogether bad for our first roll of the day. And we're able to clean it up for par.
Yep. So this hole, despite being 375, plays as stroke hole 1. Up the left with the cut, I think, would be ideal.
On the topic of choosing targets, I visualize every shot as part of my pre-shot routine. The execution may not always be there, but seeing a shape is better than just eyeing a spot on the fairway. And now, we'll go right back to choosing a nice conservative target.
Yeah, it should be good. Now I see why it's stroke hole 1. Green complex looks really tough. Anything left is going to be in a really bad spot. Back pin, 135, playing 139 into. Still think it's an 8-iron, and definitely aimed a little right.
I want to make sure my miss is on the putting surface. This game isn't about muscling the shortest club we can to the number. Here, I'm ensuring that a miss short with this club will still leave me putting for birdie. Had this been a front pin, I would have opted for my 7-iron, a 155 club, despite the unadjusted number being only 135. And once I've taken my last full swing, I immediately start taking information about the contours of this green.
So I'm going to go to school on Kevin's putt here. It's going to really die coming down that hill, I think.
And better still, I'll get to confirm my read by watching my playing partner's putt.
Yeah, this could be good.
Because perhaps the most important part of breaking 80 is getting lag putts like this to makeable distances.
Good putt. All right, so what did I learn there? You got to go really high, and it sure gains speed once it crests that hill.
Almost 40% of our shots are with the flat stick, and that number jumps to over 50% if you include greenside chips and pitches. This is where scoring happens. And here on 2, we managed to 2-putt this one for another par. And now we'll go back to work, choosing a conservative target.
Hard to see on camera, but there's a big drop off. And if you take the most aggressive line, you carry 240 to have like 50 yards in. But I think if you go right, you still get a short iron or wedge in if you hit it well. So the risk reward doesn't seem worth it. I'm going to take the right path.
And I mentioned that execution won't always be there. And indeed, this one's off.
That's hooking.
But another key of breaking 80 is to let go of bad shots right away.
Not a good lie.
This was in a terrible spot. And I won't lament the outcome of this shot. I'll just go back to strategizing over the next, not worrying about how many shots I've taken to get here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to play it short right of it and hope it follows the contour towards the flag a bit. Yeah, not bad. Okay, I've got it about a cup left.
And it's important to visualize these shots too. Once I've committed to a line, there's no second guessing. I'll just try to start the ball on my intended line and focus on speed. It's a great up and down for par.
That's a good escape.
And the first of many 10-footers I was lucky to roll in today.
All right, 162, playing 169. Feels like it's a touchdown win, maybe? Just smooth 6-iron right at it.
This is my longest approach club of the round thus far. And despite par 3s being low handicappers' worst scoring holes, this time, I'm lucky to hit a good one.
You're going to like it.
That looks really good.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, this one a full club long. Now I have a big downhiller. Man, it's hard to figure out which way these are going.
And this is a perfect example of speed being more important than the line on a lag putt. I had this putt moving 2 feet left, and it actually went 2 feet right.
Oh, I misread it. I had it going the other way. I thought there was a slope here. Boy, that was a 100% misread.
But because the distance was bang on, even a total misread leaves me a makeable par putt. And on these slow greens, I opt to hit this one firm and straight at the hole. I'm even through 4 holes, with the swing only a mother could love. Which seems the right time to talk about today's sponsor, Swingtweaks. I get a ton of well-intentioned swing instruction in the comments, but respectfully, so much of it misses the mark. PGA pros see and understand the golf swing at a level your playing partners don't, and Swingtweaks PGA pros are here to help you. Swingtweaks lets you upload videos of your swing to their app, along with notes about your game. They'll analyze your swing and give you back customized video analysis. In my experience with Swingtweaks, it's the bite-sized information that's most valuable. A simple tweak and a few drills to work on at the range, all in a neat package you can review anytime on your phone, and it's just $25 per tweak. Use the links in the video description to get your swing tweak today.
I'm just going to hit a 3-wood up the left.
Back to this par 5, which should be a scoring hole for me, but unfortunately, this is my worst swing of the day thus far.
Uh-oh.
It's actually fortunate to stay in play.
It's okay.
But as usual, we'll wipe the slate clean after a bad shot and focus on the next one. Another miss here.
Oh no, I hooked it.
And now we'll have to scramble in order to escape unscathed.
So this hill is going to send it right, and then it's going to come back left. So I'm eyeing a spot.
A bit tentative on the chip, too.
Oh, that one wasn't enough.
But despite the handful of poor shots on this hole, 2-putting will allow us to escape with a bogey. It's important to note that bogeys aren't the enemy of breaking 80. It's the doubles we need to limit. I'm never upset escaping a handful of bad shots with just a bogey.
Okay, so 550, and fairway really narrows at about 250, so I'm just hitting a 3-wood here. Hopefully that takes the narrow out of play.
Another major key to breaking 80 is ensuring we always keep the ball in play off the tee, which sometimes means leaving the driver in the bag. In this round, I only hit driver 9 times. Compare that to 33 strokes with the flat stick, and it's easy to see how you should divide your practice time. The 3-wood does stay in play here. And similarly, we'll choose a shorter stick to keep the trouble out of play on the next shot.
Okay, 315. A bit of a side hill lie here. I'm just going to hit a hybrid that should stay way short of all the crap up there. Yeah, that's why we hit hybrid. 122, playing 126, so I'm going to hit a full 9-iron. Didn't get all of it, might be short. Okay, uphill, moving left, got it a few cups out.
And by playing this hole in the most boring way possible,
never turned.
We walk off with a par.
Thanks. So we've got 128 playing 118, smooth wedge, I guess. Oh, I pushed it a hair. Catch a piece there. Yeah, so I'm uphill the whole way. Gotta want to fall this way. There's a big downslope here. Oh!
On to another hole that requires strategic club selection off the tee.
There is no obvious shot on this hole. The hole's only 360, about 230 to carry all the crap on the left, which would leave you 100 or so in. But there's so much danger in going that way that I don't think it's the smart shot. Whereas on the right, the bunker there is about 240. So I'm going to hit a 3-wood trying to just hug this right part of the fairway here.
Good planning and good execution here. And on to the approach.
Okay, so 148 playing 152. So again, we'll go smooth 7-iron.
And good club selection here will give us a look at birdie.
Mine's got to go left. It's uphill then downhill.
And we've covered how this is where scoring happens, but we won't get it done every time.
That was a great line. I just never hit the ball. How about firm at the hole?
And this is an unfortunate example of a poor putt leading to a bogey.
Ah, shitty 3-putt. Okay, this is a long golf hole.
We've managed to avoid big mistakes thus far.
Oh, I missed it. I towed it.
But sadly, that comes to an end here on 9.
Stay there. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Starting with the most penal mistake, losing a stroke to a ball in a hazard.
So sadly, my ball landed here and rolled into this. So we're going to be dropping 4 hybrid in.
We've chosen a bad time to do it, too, as we'll still have a long way home.
Should be good. Oh, wow. It landed a hair short, and it's stuck there like Velcro. Had the line.
And to add insult to injury, we miss our first and only putt of the day inside 4 feet. A double is frustrating, but it illuminates another lesson, which is that all rounds will have tough stretches. We're 3 over through the last 2, and the back 9 will start with its share of squares on the card too.
Oh.
Starting with another poor drive.
No, it's going to be, it might be short of it. No, it's right in it.
But like I mentioned, we won't lament how the ball got here. It's just on to the next shot.
Okay, adventurous shot, but there's not a lot of sand in here. It's reasonably hard packed.
And a good strike here, so we'll have a decent shot of still hitting this green in regulation. But like I said, execution isn't always there.
Oh, I didn't hit that well. Hop up there. Bit of green, but it's downhill. This is a very high lip. It's actually taller than I am. Oh, that felt good.
And after this one, we'll have a chance to escape with a par, despite 2 bad shots on this hole.
Never turned, and I pushed it anyway.
But it's not quite meant to be, and the bogey train continues. The challenge now is to reset before each shot, and stay in good spirits.
All right, my draws have gone wayward, but this one's going to be good. Oh, shit.
Even when the results aren't there.
I'm going to get away with it, I guess. Pin's tucked back left. There's 2 guys walking on the right side of the green. That's my target line here.
And while a 3-wood isn't what we wanted in on this hole, I do manage to muscle this one up green high.
So I'm going to go with a bump with the gap wedge.
And now I'll lean into the part of the game I'm most confident in. These feely wedge shots around the green. I mentioned these strokes comprise a huge part of the game, and of the 13 wedges I hit today, I counted only 1 poor one. And in fact, this one will give me a look at escaping this hole with a par.
I pulled it.
But sadly, for now, the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Okay, funky little hole here, only 330, but there's a bunker out in the middle of the fairway that starts at 205 and ends at 230. You can go left or right, but it's narrow on both sides. So I'm going to hit a 190 club, aiming right at the bunker. Yeah, that feels right.
Another decision to leave driver in the bag.
Oh, I hooked it left, but it should be short of the bunker.
And it's the right one.
Just short of the bunker. I think that was smart golf, though. Good news is 108 in. Oh, and I've got a fine stance. We are fine.
And here comes that one bad wedge.
Ooh, sit. I drew it really long. This is going to be a very tricky little up and down. It's got uphill all the way to here, and then it's downhill and coming this way. Bump it up into the hill. Hope to get a good rollout.
And when it comes to managing expectations, this one doesn't get close, but it's probably the best I can do.
Not bad.
Let's harness good thoughts over the next one.
Due to make one. It turned right! A downslope this way.
This one's dominant.
Oh, you're right.
And it's one last stop on the bogey train.
Okay, so we just waited for not 1, not 2, but 3 groups to play this hole. So first golf swing in a long time. So it's 201 to the stick. I'm hitting a 190 club, or actually a touchdown wind. Sucker pin right over the bunker, so just aiming at the front right quadrant. If it draws, cool. If not, cool.
And on to another good example of playing for a miss.
Oh, I missed it. Big time. Healed it. Go!
My green make percentage from 200 isn't too high, but by missing in the right place, I'll have the best chance of getting up and down. I'll also get a chance to talk this through with my playing partner.
It's all uphill until the last 15 feet. What clubs do you contemplate hitting a shot like this with?
Well, I used to use my 60 for everything, but now I'm using my gap a lot.
Me too, yeah. Go. Oh, I just got murdered.
As it turns out, both Kevin and I leave these chips above the hole. But after patiently waiting to make one from this range for the last several holes, we finally get one to go.
Hey!
Great par.
Thank you.
Great par.
That's a good way to get off the bogey train. So the hole's 300. It's 215 to carry the water here, but if you do that, you have a weird 60-yard flop shot. Front left corner of the green is 255, and if we weren't into wind, I think I would be hitting a driver on this line trying to fade it. But all that's out of the equation. We're into wind, so just hitting a 190 club at this bunker.
Just another example of taking big scores out of play.
Thanks.
This hole dares you to go for it, but a hybrid off the tee should leave me a wedge in, and hopefully a look at birdie. And that's exactly what we proceed to do.
Yeah, I was originally going to play mine outside the hole. I'm now thinking just kind of just outside the left edge.
The bad stretch is behind us, and we'd love to start clawing strokes back.
So hard to buy one here.
But we'll have to settle for par.
So 129 to a very front flag. There's literally 70 yards of green behind that flag. So I'm hitting a 140 clubber, also right into the sun.
I will try to watch.
Thank you.
One more instance of checking our ego. On my best day, maybe I could muscle a wedge this far, but I can afford to miss several clubs long and still have a putt for birdie. And it proves to be the right club choice.
Yeah, just a little long right, just to give you an idea. Here's the back of the green. Literally about 70 yards long.
It's a good look at birdie, and perhaps a little tentative here. But a par on this nervy hole is fine by me.
So it's about 240 to the end of the fairway. I'm just hitting a 3-wood.
Driver's on the shelf again, and the 3-wood, perhaps by accident, winds up on a perfect line.
Oh yeah, saw it bounce. That was not the line I was intending to take. Okay, so 147. Just gonna hit a backed off 7-iron.
And after a rough stretch of holes earlier today, suddenly the brakes are going in my favor.
Oh, I hit that so poorly. Get on the green.
But,
Yeah, I got on the green.
oh yeah.
This one runs out of steam coming up the hill, but I'll get a good look at Kevin's before stepping over my par putt. And with that intel, I'm able to bang this one home.
Nice par.
Thanks. Okay, first driver swing since the 11th hole. It's funny, we were an hour and a half on the front, and we're going to be close to 3 on the back. Okay, smooth swing.
Another gift from the golf gods. This one gets out there almost 300.
Low bullet, but it should be fine. Wow, look at that thing roll. It's literally still rolling. Still rolling. Still rolling. All right, so 223. It's uphill. Let's hit a good one here.
But back to reality on this one.
Oh, it's got to go. Go! Go! Oh, way short.
It will leave me another feely wedge into the green, which leads to yet another key to lower scores. All day long, I've chosen conservative clubs and not risked big scores in a quest for birdie. And the patience pays off when we finally get a birdie to go
Hey!
here on 17.
Finally got one. Trying to break 80 today, and we're 6 over now. And this is a 450-yard par 4 over water, so there's a reasonable chance I'm going to play for bogey here, like driver, wedge.
And after that plan, we end the day on a good drive.
That's a good drive. 195, but it's all carry. I said I'm playing for bogey. We're going to play some disciplined golf here. After a 2.5-hour back nine, I don't want my last shot of the day to be a high pressure, have to carry at 190, hybrid or 3-wood. So we're going to play a 9-iron up the right.
We're fully committed to the plan here. We took the big number out of play with this one, and now the plan is to wedge on and have a look at par.
Oh, I pushed it. Oh, worked out. Okay, happy to have played this hole smart. We got 12 feet for par. Come on, golf gods. Don't we deserve a reward for playing smart golf?
And indeed, the golf gods reward me. So there you have it. We didn't do anything remarkably well today. Mostly, we stayed within our game, made the right club selections, and were mostly tidy around the greens. And hopefully you can harness some of these lessons to lower your scores in 2024.